So where I work, there's the deli section and the seafood section. And sometimes when deli gets really busy, the person from seafood comes over and tries to help us. But if there's a customer over at seafood, you know, usually one of us has to go over and try to help. So I did today, and here's my experience with serving seafood. So first off, they have to really get our attention. They either have to yell at us from across the way, or they have to physically go over and try to wave at us. And this lady, this is how she got my attention.
Excuse me, can I have some help with the mussels over here in seafood?
For the record, that was supposed to be a Mexican accent. I'm sorry, you guys know me. I'm a man of many accents, many dialects, and many of impressions. And all of them are 100% spot on, as we all know. Actually, the only accent I'm really good at is like a middle-aged mother. Like a soccer mom. Like, oh, Stacy, oh my God, Mason and I are going to soccer practice. Like, those people I just can nail down, I think. I'm not sure. She called me over, I don't know why, but her tone of voice sounded like I was her disappointing family member. Like I was the son who was failing and bringing down the whole morale of the whole house. Like she called me over and I felt like that terrible son who wasn't accomplishing anything in his life, and I felt terrible. Like she was the one who used to call me down for dinner and always disappointed to see my disgusting face, and she always used to mumble in her breath in Spanish. Oh, you're such a failure, but you know, I haven't learned Spanish because I moved here or I was born here. Like, you know what I mean? Like that kind of person, that's how her tone of voice was. I get really specific when I think of something or when I'm trying to describe something, and it's interesting. Yeah, so anyways, the short little Mexican lady calls me over, and I go over and she's like, can I have some mussels? Now, anytime I go over to seafood, I just constantly think in my head, or I say to myself, please let this order be easy, please let this be easy, please let this be easy. Because I've never really been formally trained in seafood, so for me, working in deli, I mean, it's not that hard, I'll be completely honest, but I'm just not familiar with all the fishes. I don't know where they are in the counter. So, and like when obviously the people facing you, they see all the tags, and you just see a bunch of weird fish. So I see 3 things that have clams on top of them. So there's oysters, mussels, and then there's the actual clams. So I didn't know. She's like, can I have 2 mussels? So I was like, and she's like, oh yeah, can I have a couple handfuls of ice? Now we have to put them in these small, I don't even know why I'm explaining this. We have to put them in these small plastic bags. Now I'm like, okay, first of all, what? Just buy your own ice. If you're really on a long road trip, just pay the $4 and get a bag of ice. Like, you're really gonna make me throw in 4 ice cubes into your bag? That's gonna melt by the time you get to the front cash. Like, come on. Come on. All right, let's be realistic here. So I go over to my colleague who works in seafood. She's helping in deli, and I ask, I'm like, do we give people, you know, ice cubes or whatever? She's like, no, they usually go by. I'm like, perfect. Which one? I'm like, which ones are the mussels? She's like, they're the ones in the bags. Very simple. I put it in the bag and I go, and she got really pissed. She's like, why can't you just guys give me these ice cubes and whatever? And she just went on and on about, like, a bag of ice cubes is like $4.50. You want me to give you 5 ice cubes? Really? You can't pay $4. You're spending $20 on a full, like, these mussels are big. It's like a 20 pound, not 20 pound. It's like a $20 thing of mussels, and you can't spend the extra $4. You want me to give you these ice cubes? Like, come on. Come on. Come on. Be real. All right? Be real. And just back to what I repeat to myself when I serve seafood, like, please let this be easy, please let this be easy. And people usually order, like, the dumbest things. Like, it's not that, it's very simple. Like, you just usually cut it and put it in the bag. But I think I mentioned this in my other work story video. A lady asked for salmon with the skin cut off. Now, I don't know if you have cooked before, and I think I even mentioned this in the video. When you cook it, the skin comes off, lady. So why are you making me literally... I didn't. I told her I'm not. And she got like this giant piece. It was like $35. Like, just cut it yourself. It's gonna fall off in the pan or in the barbecue or wherever you're cooking this madness. Like, people ask for the dumbest stuff. And I had this guy, perfect example, the other day. He asked for, what was it? The scallops. And he got like 4 bags of it. I priced it all up. I guess he didn't read the pricing of it. And I priced it all up and gave it to him. He's like, oh my gosh.
This is expensive. expensive.
Buddy, they're scallops. They're not freaking Scooby-Doo snacks. What do you expect there to be 2 for $4 or 4 for $1 or even free? They were like $30 each. What do you expect, man? You got like 28. Alright? They're not cheap. And another customer I want to mention really quickly, a biker girl came in, and shout out to all the biker girls. You guys are great. But you could tell because she had, okay, her husband had the leather jacket on, you know, all the big patches and like the chains on his like jeans. You know those kids in middle school or elementary school who had like chains on their pants, like, or connected to their wallets, that were like 40 feet long. Like they were literally dragging on the ground while they were walking in. Like they would be walking up the stairs, all you hear is ching, ching, ching all the way up. So that's what he looked like. The girl had this, she looked like she was straight out of a wet t-shirt contest. Like it looked like her shirt was just soaked. It was very see-through, very see-through. I mean, I wasn't looking, but she, like, what I give it to her, I'm at ice height, what do you want me to do? She was in her late 60s, and, you know, don't want to be mean, but she was an unscrewed light bulb that flickered in the basement, if you know what I mean. She was a dull knife that couldn't really cut much things, if you know what I mean. She was like an unwinterized sailboat that couldn't really sail straight, if you know what I mean. She was a curvy water slide, if you know what I mean. She was a little rough around the edges. Nice lady though. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Shout out to this Tokyo shirt. I think it's really cool. I love these work story videos. It makes going to work so much more enjoyable when you have these people come in and whatnot. But yeah, thanks again for watching. We'll see you in the next video. I don't know how to do a Mexican accent. Oh no, this is gonna be bad. I'm actually really trying to think right now. How do Mexicans sound? This is terrible.
Indian Chen.
Oh God, no.
Hey, excuse me. Can I have some help with the mussels? Excuse me, can I have some help with the mussels over here in SeaFood?
She was a crooked She was a crooked She was, I can't say this. She was a crooked, I can't say this, water slide. A crooked water slide.